Remember I told you when you started, the guys who last in this business are the guys who fly straight, low-key, quiet.
Ducked off.
And the guys who want it all. Chicas, champagne, flash. They don't last.
I like to welcome y'all.
Yeah.
To something special. Something
O-T-E.
epic. Something magnanimous.
Lavelle Streets.
This that DuckOff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's my music at? you gotta play the music. What's the deal? You tuned in to the DuckOff Hour.
You playing the music?
Yeah, I'm playing the music.
It's on right here.
It's not coming through the headphone. What's the deal?
Fix this. Plug it back
Because
in.
I can hear you clearly. There you go.
Chicas, champagne,
Okay, we in the game.
flash.
Yeah.
Don't last.
I like to welcome y'all.
Yeah.
To
Something special.
Something
Something epic.
O-T-E.
Something magnanimous.
You tuned in to the
Lavelle
DuckOff
Streets.
Hour.
That DuckOff.
Yeah.
We got ProHustleZone in the building.
Slide.
Yes, sir.
Ducking off again.
Innovative culture on the ones and
I
twos.
know you heard it. Heard about it. Did they tell you I was
Going live in this
in?
house.
Hey, maybe they did.
did.
Maybe they did, but you probably didn't care to listen. Like, who the hell is this? Wolf on the records, he gotta be selling tickets, but he sound like he hella different.
Yeah.
Sound like he living that shit that he said in lyrics. Sound like he winning. Making that chip, do we got a potato business? Did he find him a way to get it? Making them plays through the pen and bit that presented. While in the state of fitness, riding my bike with the gang on the way to fitness. Hold up now, wait a minute. I know it's in play, but I never obey the limits. Never gon' wait on niggas. I'm a hot
Drop that duck emoji.
The aim is to make a million. Call the police, they gon' say that he made a killing. Stacking my G's all the way to the ceiling.
got that Rodney in the building. Thanks to goddamn Gold. Rolling up some of that YG 400.
Slide, ducking off again.
Hey.
I know you heard about me. Did they tell you I was in?
That's what they told you, man.
What it is?
Facebook, what up?
Run a play.
I ain't even gonna lie on Facebook.
Make a move. Yeah. What it is? What it do?
Yeah, Facebook, what's the deal?
Maybe 2, maybe 3, fuck it, maybe 4. You don't know I started from the floor, doing things that ain't been done before. Wasn't in the harshest
Facebook,
of
we
conditions.
live.
It conditioned me to be employed, but I'm yelling
happening?
fuck a 9 to 5, 5 to 9. I bet it up for sure. You should see me when I'm down in Vegas, 7-Eleven when I'm on the table, when it wasn't really in my favor. But you know us niggas always able, making hard decisions very
Going
often.
upward.
Hoping that decision doesn't cost me all this
Cool
work I
ass
put in,
cam.
been exhausted.
33
Wanna touch a bill
compound.
before I'm 40. This is just another sip of
Hey.
coffee. Yeah, it's time to wake you niggas up. Giving y'all the story of my life, coupled with the reasons I've been ducked. For the phone of gas, hopping over traps that'll probably leave a nigga stuck. I've been running laps after running laps, and the nigga still ain't had enough. Yeah.
The guys who last in this business are the guys who fly straight,
Yeah.
low
No key, quiet. Ducked off. Yes, sir. I be doing it like a DJ. Like, I don't just cut the song off. You got to turn the volume down so it doesn't turn off so abruptly. You know? You're now tuned in to the DuckOff Hour. I got my boy, Cool Ass Cam, Innovative Culture on the ones and twos, working the boards. Ain't no ones and twos. ProHustleZone in the building.
What's good, everybody?
Yes, sir. Banks the Gold in the cut. That Rodney in the cut. Yes, sir. Mike Matt just pulled up. We got the whole squad in here. Let me turn my volume down because y'all can hear that.
$5.
And you got your none other than your host, Lavelle Streets. And you could have been anywhere in the world today, but you were here. Ducked off. Go ahead and drop that duck emoji. And when I say y'all could have been anywhere in the world, there's really the versus battle going on right now. And that's with Dipset and the Locks. And I've been promoting it like I got tickets or something on all my pages because the Locks, I'll say Jada, he's one of my favorite rappers coming. He's been one of my favorite rappers coming up. Of course, you got all these new rappers and new artists that have you bouncing and jumping around and doing all of this wild shit. However, Jada, he just in pocket and give you bars. Dipset, yeah. Dipset, I grew up on them as well. They were the ones who was hella fly and tapped in. Cam changed the game with the pink. I almost wore one of my pink shirts, but I forgot. I just did some cleaning up at my crib, and I got rid of all my shit. I put it in some bags, and I dropped it off to. Long Beach has its own Skid Row low key over there in the cut off the 710. It's a tent city low key. So instead of
You lit. You lit over there.
instead of me giving it to the Goodwill or the Salvation Army, because they'll run it up, they'll sell it for whatever. I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to just give it straight to the people who need it, So I dropped off my clothes. But I thought of that, him like, yeah, I'm going to wear my pink Death Row shirt.
What?
And I looked, I was like, damn.
I didn't know they had a pink Death Row.
Yeah, I just got rid of it.
I can't see Suge in the pink Death Row.
No, I don't think Suge wearing that. He wearing that bright Sue Whoop edition. Choking
Yeah,
nigga out.
definitely. That must be Dr. Dre with the pink Death Row.
I'm not certain, but it might. I'm not certain, but it's that Pepto-Bismol pink. You
That
feel
pinky
me?
pink.
That pinky pink. So, we're not missing the battle because it's being streamed. However, if you was to make a bet, who you think has the better catalog, Dipset or the Locks?
I'm gonna start by saying this. Just me in general, I'm gonna go with Dipset because I was more of a fan of Dipset growing up.
Okay.
I fuck with Kiss, Jada. You feel what I'm saying? I fuck with Jada, but as far as the whole group and some of the stuff that they was producing, I wasn't really catching it all the time. If you like I was catching that boy, doom 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 boy. You know what I mean? I wasn't catching it like I was Squale. I wasn't catching it like I was catching all of that. You feel what I'm saying? That shit just started playing in my head.
Hey, I remember I stayed in the Sierra Garden Apartments off of Lakewood Boulevard, and we was so tapped into Dipset, we had everybody in the building saying, "What up, Fleet? Hey, Fleet!" Like, what's wrong with you niggas? So, yeah, Jadakiss, the Locks. I rocks with Jadakiss more than the Locks as a whole.
That's kind of like me too. I know Jada, but everybody who I have to ask you, who is exactly in the Locks?
Sheik, Jada, and Styles P.
Okay, Styles P and Jada I know of.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But Styles P, I only got is that Get High?
Yeah.
And there was one more he did before that went big. A lot of the East Coast
Big
stuff.
Meech.
Was it Big Meech?
Yeah, I think he had the last verse though.
That one, Get High. He was on Locked Up, and it was something else that he had too.
Locked Up was a
another
big record.
solo that I can't think of that Styles P had that was hard. But some of the East Coast stuff, I don't know why I just didn't. But I can't say that because, like you said, Dipset is East Coast.
Yeah, they're both East Coast, right?
Maybe let's just say whoever is getting the most streams, I guess at that time, You get what I'm
Streams
saying?
cracking then though. I don't think streams was
Or
a
just
thing then.
but just them video plays, cause like I said, I kept saying, boy, all of the Dipset stuff,
Yeah.
cause it was real hot at that time more than but they probably came in at different eras if I'm not mistaken as well.
Yeah, I would say Dipset had a bigger impact, because they had
The whole squad.
a whole multiple rappers. You knew all the
Producers,
rappers,
all of that.
Yeah, producers, DJs, and that's how I want to build. If I'm gonna build something, I would want to build it like that. I was talking to the homegirl, and I said something. She basically was saying you should just build your own industry, and it got me thinking. And you give a valid point far as Cameron had a whole squad, meaning he had artists, he had producers,
Right,
DJs,
the whole
company.
nine.
The Locks, they didn't necessarily have that. They just had a dope ass group.
They were just working off in my opinion, they was working off the name, because
Mhm.
Jada knocked herself out. That was my shit.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Jada had a couple of hits, but like I said, as far as West Coast way over here, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm seeing Dipset all the time as I'm recollecting my memory, seeing Dipset all across BET. But Styles P and Jada, I'm only seeing their solos, if you get what I'm saying. So maybe that could also be to me, when I'm tapping in.
Yeah, absolutely. So if I'm gonna build something like that, I was thinking earlier, right? And I'm not gonna get to my duck of the day, but it brings me to the person. I'll mention them more in the show. But how this person, or I'll just use Dipset for now. So, like us, we got Innovative Culture, FMAT Podcast, ProHustleZone,
All
That
of them. Drop them all.
Rodney,
Drop them all.
the DuckOff show,
Chop
the
It
DuckOff
Up,
hour,
Smoke screen.
a smoke screen,
Chop
shit,
it up.
Chop It Up Barbershop. We got Juice for filming. We got DJ Punch. We got the hookah on deck. We have a big, it's
Conglomerate.
a conglomerate. It's not a conglomerate, but it is. Fuck it, that's what we're gonna call it. So I feel we can build
Shit, if we
that
was getting
same.
paid, it'd be a conglomerate.
Right.
You feel me? Getting paid as a
Give us
conglomerate.
time, give us time and consistency.
I see
and
the same thing.
I feel we'll have that same type of industry. And innovative comedy. I was watching,
Definitely.
I was chilling with my chick, and we watching Def Comedy Jam, and I was thinking to myself, damn, they really had a whole roster of comedians, and all those comedians created a show. They had real celebrities, and I was thinking the same thing. I met a comedian. I'm just meeting a lot of people, and I'm just thinking, okay, how can I help them, or how can we work together in a way? So, yeah,
Most definitely.
that's what I'm thinking for.
Podcasting is a good way to do it, though. You feel
Mhm.
me? Because you could bring multiple people in here and exchange fan bases.
right.
You feel me? That's one thing I got out of Pro Hustle Zone is that everybody gonna have a different fan base. You
Mhm.
feel me? As far as levels, but you get to cross reference the fan base, because now you get to working with somebody,
Mhm.
and whoever follow him, if he has a big following, whether he has a little one or a big one, you still gain. You know what I mean?
Nah, these niggas be getting me all the time.
No, that did sound like that. So, you know what I mean? Pause definitely for myself. Wasn't saying, but big fan base or a little fan base,
Right.
you still gaining, you know what I mean, more fans at the end of the
Absolutely.
day. You feel that? That did sound crazy, though. No lie.
That was crazy. So yeah, that's what we building right here at Innovative Culture, the DuckOff, our Pro Hustle Zone, and many more. And if you're tuned in, you are officially ducked off. I got my boy Pro Hustle Zone in the building with me today. Cool ass Cam, Innovative Culture working the board, and we going up. You feel me? Now let's get right into some other topics. I want to salute to Team USA. That's my boy Pro Hustle Zone. He covers sports. So
Most def.
I want to ask you, have you been covering the Olympic sports? And we keep it brief, but have you been covering the sports in the Olympics?
I ain't been covering the Olympics yet. You know what I mean? I've been following, but ain't been covering it.
So, did you see Team USA?
I've seen some of the major events where they lost or they getting their victories, yes.
Okay, so have you seen Team USA basketball?
This year?
Yeah.
I haven't watched the game. I bet probably like highlights.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'll watch the highlights too because I looked at the score. I'm like, okay, niggas is still dominant out here worldwide. They had KD going crazy. He was the basically MVP in a sense.
Yeah.
And they started off. I'm looking at the highlights, and they started off getting whooped. I'm like, damn, what happened? USA, what's going on?
Versus Barcelona with Ricky
Nah,
Rubio now? Because I know they just beat them.
Czech Republic, I want to say.
Yeah, I got you.
Czech, yeah. So you got
Czech
it.
Republic,
See?
yeah.
Czech Republic. So they was getting whooped in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or the first quarter. Let me say that. And the highlights start speeding up, and then you just see USA
Blowing
break
out the
away.
way,
Yeah, 20, 30-point lead. End of the game was 119 to 84. So I was thinking, yeah, we still doing good out here, you know.
The funny thing is, real brief, Nigeria beat them, but
USA?
yeah, and one of the things already, and they was kind of, I think Bam Adebayo and Kevin Durant, they said was beefing, like tripping.
Oh, okay.
And the funny thing is, I was gonna say, if some of the United States players go and play for their home country, they were saying Nigeria will be stacked because they have Giannis, Bam, Victor Oladipo, and I think like 2 more other people up in the league. You feel me? Which would make it, you know what I mean, a little bit more. But you know, of course, Giannis might represent Greece.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
So I think
Politics.
Yeah, I think now with the internet and the other countries, I'm gonna cap up America. You know, I'm gonna run the cap. I think the other countries, they done figured out the American sauce. You know, and now they can
imitate.
Correct, bingo. So you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they're on an American level. However, the American League basketball team is still dominant.
Most definitely. All the way around as far as skill and athleticism. But I do believe that there are teams. Basketball, anybody could lose.
Right.
It don't matter how good y'all is. Y'all could take y'all ass home. I think years ago, USA lost to I don't know if it was Puerto Rico, somewhere in South America, Brazil. I believe
Basketball.
Yeah, so at times they do lose to certain teams, taking them real sweet, and they out there playing hard. You feel what I'm saying?
Niggas on vacation. Tripping.
We got an all-star team. The best, I ain't gonna say the best, but you know, one of the best, let's say top 50 players. You feel what I'm saying, up in the league. So they'll probably get out there thinking that bitch is like a park run.
Right. Niggas
think about it.
Park.
You feel what I'm saying? You got that one year they had LeBron, Kobe, D-Wade, Boss, Tyson Chandler, Jason Kidd, CP3, you know what I mean? Darren Williams. It's like, you know, if I keep on naming people, it's like, bro, that's cheating, my nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's really hard to say because we are who we are. Yeah, side duck.
Yeah, so salute to Team USA. Salute as well to Elaine Thompson. She won the Olympic double-double, adding the 200-meter title, you know, with the gold medal. I was going to play it.
You follow track?
You know, I've been catching the highlights. I've been on my highlight wave, you know.
I definitely do that too, but I definitely follow that. You know what I mean? It'll pop up for like an hour or so. My lady ran track, so I'm definitely into track because that's a raw athletic sport.
Yeah.
You don't get no manipulation of balls. You know what I mean? Because most sports, you manipulating an object. That one is just straight. Either you got it, or your ass got to sit down.
Yeah. You gonna get burnt, or it's
right.
You gotta have that endurance, the stamina. You can't. Yeah,
on
you
an
can't
Olympic
cheat
level. On an Olympic level, yeah.
There's no ref calling ref. No challenge.
They got a ref. There's more so of jumping off the line.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Shit like that.
But that's small compared to
definitely
every other thing.
They got multiple refs that ref throughout the whole game. Definitely.
So yeah, salute to her, Elaine Thompson. Also salute to Yasha Shabazz. She's gonna go ahead and executive produce a series on her dad, Malcolm X, life story on Sony Television. So that's in the works. I was looking at that article. I was thinking that's pretty dope. You know, I read the book, the autobiography of Malcolm X. I thought it was pretty dope. I liked the movie as well. Denzel, he played the hell out of that role.
Most def. I enjoyed that movie too.
Right.
Most def.
So just to see that his daughter is
Little bullshit, but
absolutely,
they added some good shit up in there too. A little Hollywood, but
and absolutely, it's certain things that they took out or didn't add in there. You know,
right.
But she's gonna go ahead. You know, that's dope for somebody, their daughter, to take on your legacy, and she's in the proper mind state to handle it in the proper way and give it the best light. So I'm looking forward to see that Malcolm X series.
Especially from her perspective,
right?
Because she's his seed,
right?
You feel me, offspring, and that'd be a great one to do. Because everybody tell. One thing I don't like about, I don't mean to go on, but one thing I don't like about curriculum is that we end up taking other people's story into our own perspective, and we don't really give them the proper judgment because we're not understanding them. A lot of Caucasian historians do this.
Absolutely.
Hellenistic period, you feel what I'm saying? But they don't take it into accountability.
Hellenistic period.
Yeah, I get into some, you know what I mean? I get into some things, you know what I mean?
Right,
but
you gotta school me on that.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I thought it was a good idea to put the show together.
Yeah, I see you, man, the mastermind.
The Hellenistic period is basically how the Greeks, it's how you read a textbook.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in college or just reading in general, I read books and shit. And
Salute.
You might read a book, might talk about Greek philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
And in the first fucking paragraph, they'll tell you that the Greeks went to Africa and got the philosophy. And then in the next paragraph say they are the founders of ancient civilization and philosophy. And it's like, how could that fucking be if they going to a people that already got this shit? And then, but you know, when you look at history, how it's told to us up in school, they are the founder, the Roman, Greco civilizations are, you know what I mean, the top of the food chain. But when you're doing real research, them motherfuckers came last.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
You're right.
Alexander the Great, them, they fucked shit up and they came last and they destroyed. You got the Alexander movie. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen it, so I will have to put that on my list. Last time he told me a movie, I checked it out.
He's homosexual too, because I'm sorry to say this, but Greek philosophy deals with a lot of homosexuality.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because
so you would say that same Greek philosophy is still happening today, then?
For them, I guess I ain't been to Greece, but
well, let me say in America, just the whole. On a global sense, that's what people are following.
You could say that because Europe, after Europe rising out of the, people will get mad when I say this shit. After Europeans rising out of the Caucasus Mountains, you feel what I'm saying, coming out and starting civilization and doing what they do, experiencing and running around the earth, you feel what I'm saying, they became a power.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So I definitely would say possibly and more than likely, yes, there are a lot of their, you could say Western philosophy is damn near theirs. Western, what they call it, Western, I believe Western philosophy, because anything towards the West here in America, they damn near towards the 1600s, you know, we was in slavery. Besides being in Europe, we was still ruling a little bit up over there and certain parts up over there, but they was coining all the information, if you get what I'm saying.
So yeah, if you coin the information, basically you can write the story however you want it to.
They fuck up sometimes though. If you go look up the definition of Native American, it's gonna say copper-colored people. The original definition, 1865. You feel what I'm saying? Webster, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
You feel me?
Facts.
You go Cambridge, all of that. You feel me? You go look that up. It'll say
indigenous. Copper-colored
people,
individuals.
right?
Yeah.
Found here by now applied to Europeans that once founded, you know what I mean, them by here. And I said, ain't that about a bitch?
Wow.
I said, am I copper-colored? I put out, you put out a penny and it's like, well, nigga, you know what I mean?
I got some shades on me.
Right. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, do your own research. You feel
Absolutely,
me?
man. And
I've been indoctrinated.
I've been seeing a lot of different articles, or let me say this. It's been coming across my feed on social media that they've been attempting, and when I say they, let me just say the elite or whoever runs the powers that be, who runs the school system curriculum, they were taking out or removing Black history from classes basically from the.
I believe that was in Texas. I caught that, but I believe it was just in Texas. But that's where, if you're listening right now, you have a choice in life. There's a free will of choice. You got a choice to take the vaccination. You got a choice not to. You feel what I'm saying? They're pushing a propaganda to make it seem like it's very important, which it possibly could be with the new Delta variant out. But at the same time, they get the right to script. So if you're listening, I suggest you sometimes check in the private school.
Right. Homeschool, possibly.
Homeschool, private school. But it depends if you got the time. But private school for sure. There is Marcus Garvey Academies. Yeah. You feel me? Out in L.A. that
one of the homies, his son goes there. I thought that was pretty dope. So I feel once I do have kids, I would want to enroll them into something like that, or at least do some type of homeschool. I don't know. Just those are ideas I'm having though, because I just want them to be ahead of the curve, or at least know what our history is, or get that information to be able to decipher what's given them.
One thing I'm gonna do with my daughters, private school is an option that I'm looking at, but public school is also an option because we still got to make a living.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? That's the time that they get to be there while we go out and go work. You feel what I'm saying? So one thing, if they do go to public school, I'm going to definitely try to have them above the curve, because if you think, not too many people just know shit. You know shit because you been privy to, you came across this knowledge before others with understanding. You feel what I'm saying? So if we could teach them, say they're going to first grade, like my 3 and 2 year already know their ABCs, their shapes, colors.
Fire.
You feel what I'm saying? And if we could just get them more ahead, you feel them, they already preschool ready. Potty trained before 2.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? At 2 most of the time, both of them. So I think if I just get to teaching them, this is what they go say. But baby, I'm going to read this book to you. I'm going to do this work with you because I don't want you to be confused. And that's with a lot of things, because as a child, your understanding is minimal. You know what I mean? When you get older to an adult, your mind is open to understanding more abstract concepts. You feel what I'm saying? And that's even can come and understand it with, like, as far as religion as well. You feel me? Because I'm definitely going to touch up on my daughters and my children with that aspect as well. I don't want nobody telling them fairy tales are
Absolutely.
real. You feel what I'm saying? Because life ain't going to hold up.
Right. They'll have the information that you providing them to know whether it's real or not, or to take that information and really hold to it. And it's getting real tricky out here as far as even with the vaccine. I keep seeing these articles. I was reading one with the New York governor, Cuomo, and he was talking about instilling a policy where
Corporate vaccinations for
corporate
jobs.
vaccinations
I seen that.
in New York. I know y'all seen the Shade Room. I got the message or whatever. Not even the message. I seen it hit my timeline. I'm like, what? Okay, I've been waiting for this moment. So it was saying that now in New York, you're gonna have to show your vaccination card to go eat or
everything.
Anything you do.
California next.
Yeah,
I
so
think they're pushing California, New York the hardest to begin with a lot of things, because it's a lot of shit getting pushed on us right now. That's like, this is, I'm just over the head. You feel what I'm saying?
So they're passing that bill. I want to read this. It's tricky because you got this type of person that's telling you all the information. Someone like the governor of New York, he's telling you one thing, how bad this virus is and how it's just dangerous, and he wants you to follow his word. However, on the other end, you got this nigga shooting this shot at like state troopers on some shit, just running cap, far as running the lies, trying to get that box. No, basically he's shooting his shot to the article came out right about him dealing with some young state trooper, probably 20, she probably looked right to him, old motherfucker. So he's shooting his shot, being very flirtatious, as the article was saying. I'm gonna read the article a little bit, or let me read what he was saying. It was saying the trooper didn't meet the requirements to join the governor's protective services unit, at least 3 years of service, but that proved to be no problem. The requirement, the trooper soon learned, had been reduced to 2 years. So basically, she probably a cute little broad or whatever to him, and he want her on the team. Like, yo, I need you close to me or some shit. Like, I'm trying to fuck. Excuse my language.
Politics, though.
Yeah. So he says, just for you, the senior member of Kumo Security Detail said in an email, according, and she goes on to say he was giving her unwanted kisses, inappropriate touching, sexually suggestive comments, several invitations to join him upstairs.
So she turning them down, low key.
Yeah, she turning them down. So he running, and he says some cold shit, right? I want to read this one, and I'm gonna move forward. Let me find out what he read. Okay, I can paraphrase it basically. The lady, she's about 20-some years old. She's engaged. He's, however age he is, older, basically. He goes, why are you getting married? You're only going to end up getting divorced and end up having to pay money anyway.
It's trickery.
And, yeah, he just running game, running cap, just trying to finesse her. And she's like, I'm good. So if you got somebody running cap like that to someone on this low level, on a lower level like that, then how are we supposed to take your word when you're dealing with something such as a serious matter, quote unquote, with like the COVID or anything? So it's the trickery and everything that's going on, how I'm looking at it. You're saying this thing is such a deadly virus and all of this, but on the flip side, you lying to someone just to try to get the box. So it's like, okay, if you lying to her, then what makes
you're going to tell us the truth?
Yeah, so are you running that same cap on the American people? You got one of...
I think the new Delta variant might be realer than what the one last year was.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've been in the lab working.
Oh, you think they're cooking up something even better?
Most definitely. It's all experiments that they're running on us. If you pay attention, let us out, go back in, put the mask back on.
Right.
Go back in. They also took time, though, to put up them 5G towers. You feel what I'm saying? But what I find quite interesting is that it's just like, once again, Caucasian history, when they get to telling you, and just from their mouth and just from their perspective, get vaccinated. It's the best thing for you. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the vaccination does not protect you from catching coronavirus.
Right.
So, one should think, in my opinion, well, what the fuck are we doing here? Because that's like saying, take this Monopoly, $1 million Monopoly money and go spending at Gucci.
Right.
And let's see how far you go get with that. You feel what I'm saying? But this new one could possibly be it. But
it'd be it. This is it tour, Michael.
Because they got more vaccinated people catching it than, well, at least what they're saying, unvaccinated.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
seeing
saying?
them
From what
articles.
they're
They're
saying,
saying more vaccinated people has been catching the Delta variant versus the people that are unvaccinated. So let me not say believe. However, I wouldn't be surprised if you present the problem and the problem is already exposing the solution, because if they're saying, well, how are these unvaccinated people not getting it? Well, people would probably think, but people would probably think, and I wouldn't be surprised if they think this, that, well, it's their fault because they're giving it to us because they didn't get vaccinated.
That's what they're doing, a war on the unvax.
That's the how they can run it. I wouldn't be surprised if they run it like that.
Hold on, let me go back into Malcolm X mode real quick.
On me.
Yeah, because...
salute to Malcolm.
Yeah, most def. Because one thing I've been saying lately on my posts is that there's a war on the unvaxxed. They're making, like how you said, people believe that it's the unvaccinated people's fault. But when you're looking at the science, the vaccinated people are the one hosting the virus, if you get what I'm saying. And when you understand science of quote unquote vaccinations, don't they give you quote unquote a little bit of the virus to make you immune to the virus, so when you catch it, it doesn't really kill you, correct?
You're immune to it. So, and if you're just now tuned in, you are officially ducked off. I got ProHustleZone in the building. Cool ass Cam working the boards, innovative culture. And your boy, Lavelle Streets. Go ahead and drop that duck emoji in the bill if you in the building. So yeah, they're giving all this information. Even one of Biden's former COVID advisors, he came out and said those cloth masks are ineffective, basically.
Right.
However, he's promoting you should get the N-95 mask, the big joints that it looks more.
Mask.
Yeah, painter mask.
That's quite
Painter
interesting.
swag.
That's the first time I heard somebody reference or even say get a different mask, and that should help. Could that mean he might be saying it might be a little more serious now? Which my thoughts are that as well.
Mm-hmm.
With the Delta variant.
However, since you did say science, right? I seen my boy put up an article, so I looked up the article. It was on, let's see here, what website was that? DW.com, right? For the COVID-19 Nano Machines to be developed to fight the next viral pandemic. So, the Nano Machines, right? I read the article, and let me paraphrase it one more time.
There's nano in the COVID shot, the vac shots.
Right. So just think of it as Osmosis Jones, if you've seen the movie.
I've seen it.
So the Nano Machines, according to this article, it says Japanese researchers have had success with minuscule robots that are small enough to get inside a neutralize a cancer cell. And they want their creations to be ready to deal with future outbreaks of lethal viruses. So they're building they probably already have it, these nano machines that they inject you with, and it creates a internal hospital. So you got the Osmosis Jones in you fighting off whatever disease, allegedly. However,
from one perspective,
that's the
one use.
That's the cap part of it. That's how they run it. Like, I would think that's good.
Can't shut you down.
But if you tripping these nano little bots that's in you, they probably have the power to push the button. Oh, you tripping?
Right.
Well, you protesting? Well, let's
have your ass look like you're going down the street on colors pop locking.
Right. Oh, you want to protest? You want to speak out? Nah, we're gonna shut you down.
Right.
They just passed a bill too in New York. New York been going crazy, been going up. So they passed a bill recently on Monday where the police now can sue protesters. Like, if you protesting and they feel like they've been harmed,
taking away freedom of speech,
they can sue you. So not only they can just whoop your ass for protesting, they can sue you for talking shit too. And that's all within their right. And where's this article at?
That's a lot of weird stuff going on in each state. California is continuing to let man, do as you please. I ain't got no problem with the LGBTQ plus community. Do as you please. Just don't bring your ideas on me. But
I think they'll bring them on you still.
When they start, I gotta accept them though. But shit.
Yeah, you don't have to. Just like, I don't have a problem. Just do your shit. But
yeah,
I'm cool.
But when they talking about the pedophilia as far as schools and being around schools, California is kind of getting like they've been passing bills where it's like, man, y'all getting real sick around this motherfucker, ain't y'all? Like, and even I don't even like to say how your child could at 12 years old could say, hey, if they're a female, I want a penis. I feel like a man.
Yeah,
and they and they could do that and even go over my head and say, I want to get this work done and sign off for themselves. And then, but I gotta still take care of the motherfucker. Not like that, talking about motherfucker like that, but it's still like, bro, like
I get what take you mean. Care of the motherfucker.
In Bernie Mac sense, you feel what I'm saying?
I get what you mean.
Yeah, but not
people may not. Know what you mean, so
America.
Explain to them. Yeah,
you're talking to America right now, like Bernie Mac.
That shit is like wow, like how so. I can't tell you got to go work to go do what you want to do, but you could just sign off and go over my head and. Like, that shit's stupid, and it's getting ridiculous. You feel what I'm saying? Certain things are just getting out of hand, just in my opinion. They probably gonna be on my ass about this if they...
Yeah, nah, It's like I'm not like, but it is. You just have to be not even just you. I'm not telling you what the hell you have to do or anything. I'm speaking for myself. It's coming to a point where
Awareness.
your awareness
It's
and
king.
spreading that awareness amongst the people you with, so they're able to combat whatever information that they receive to the point they know that that's not right to me.
And
For me, because I can say that's not right, and somebody may take it out of context and be like, "What do you mean that's not right?"
right,
You know?
no, I definitely agree with you. It's also I agree with you. It's getting to a point too. You have to just really be awareness with your children, the upbringing of what are you. Stop hiding shit.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be upset if my son end up with I ain't got no problem with the LGBTQ, but
Right.
if my son end up with a transgender,
It's your
and
preference.
It's like,
It's
well,
like
we
I
about
don't-
to whoop his ass. I don't give a fuck if he pretending to be a hoe. You know?
It's your preference, bro. It's
Fuck
basically
is wrong with this nigga?
how y'all. I'm telling y'all, I don't like pork, right? And I go to the barbecue, and I'm telling you, I don't want any pork on my
Right.
plate.
Give
And
me that chicken link.
Yeah, give me the chicken link, and y'all bring me the pork, and I'm like, yo, I told you I don't want any pork, man. I don't have nothing against. Like, you do your thing. I just don't want.
Right.
I don't want the mac and cheese or the nasty.
Well,
ass
here,
potato
take some
salad,
pork
'cause my
sauce,
mama
nigga.
didn't
I don't
make
want none of
So,
it,
yeah.
nigga.
He said pork sauce. Pork sauce.
Because you know some people do that. You know what I mean? Because I know some
They don't want no
Hebrew
pork.
Israelites, some Muslims,
Yeah.
Muslims, Moors, that's deep into their stuff where they don't even eat if they go into a restaurant, right? And
Well,
there's-
wait. Who makes pork sauce though? That's the
Like
question.
the juice, like broth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Jews, like, say if they see some people cooking some pork over here with the chicken over here, they out of there because they feel like
That's even how you supposed to cook
feel
too.
what I'm
You
saying?
don't, Cam, you know as a chef in your field or in one of your fields that you don't let the poultry knife
pork
touch the vegetables. Correct? You have two different knives for two different things, so it's the same. I don't want pork juice on my chicken tenders. You know?
Those don't mix.
You
can't
biting
put
into them
together.
nuggets and it's tasting like pork chops. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? Like just grease.
Bacon.
Yeah.
My fish just fucked up.
So it's not that we have a problem with whatever
Excuse
your
me, my
preference
language.
is. It's that I don't prefer that. But
Right.
if you do, that's cool. It's like a woman. She may not prefer a nigga that's my height. And
Your
I'm
height,
fine with that.
sexual preferences. You feel what I'm saying? Don't kiss me right here.
Right.
I
you
like
know?
to be kissed over here.
Don't kiss me on the shoulder, kiss me on my neck. It's like, what? All
Hey,
right, cool.
at least he giving you the blueprint.
Yeah, you know. There was another one article saying the American Medical Association, they were removing sex from public birth certificates. So I was thinking, if you remove the sex,
That's part of the
basically,
babies thing. I think I seen the thing they called article years ago. They called babies. They're not giving pronouncing a child with a gender right away. They let them grow up and figure out how they feel to say, you know, I'm.
But I don't know if
male
y'all
or
know
female.
what a lot of like. All right, let's go back to the African American thing, right? A lot of
Okay.
people that are born in hospitals and a lot of birth certificates, they leave that section blank.
I didn't know they do that.
Yeah, they do.
So now they have a right to
And then
do
you
that.
got to fill it in.
So you have the power. Well, you know what? Yeah, you have the power to do anything you want. Does it make it right? That's between you and God, basically. I can't say that's right or wrong. However, dealing with it on my own, if the baby comes out and I see
melanin.
melanin and I see genitals, balls, excuse my language, I'll be like, hey, I got a testicle. Hey, I got a baby boy.
Penis, testicles.
That's how I was raised. I was a baby boy. All this new stuff, hey, y'all can. I'll be more of a conservative on those type of things, you know, and keep it like that to the point it's gonna get like you remember the Matrix City, Zion. It's gonna be like that in a second. Like,
But
you can't-
that's why I said you heard me say it and up on camera that everybody has a choice of free will, and some people really don't understand. Like free will of thought,
right,
first and foremost. You feel me? God-given thought. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like you think for yourself sometimes. You feel me?
absolutely.
Just because you think it's a good idea doesn't mean that it's a fucking good idea. Because the agenda that's get to being pushed, nothing against other people, do as you please, just don't push your shit on my own.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? My own know what he want to do and what direction he want to go to. Just don't push it on my own.
And on everything, look, I remember when I was doing a fast from poultry. I want to say that so a nigga don't pause me.
No, I did.
Really,
You can
I
say
was-
the bird.
Right, I was doing the fast
I
from the
think I
bird,
know where you're going.
right? So
I did the same thing before.
So as I did it for a month, and people around me started to notice, oh, you don't want any meat, or you don't want, it's like putting it on me. But I was also pause. Yeah, I was also like, you gonna eat that or whatever, and people getting away like, well, yeah, I'm gonna eat this. Do what you do, or something like that. And it, you have vegans that do that as well. They'll pause meat shame you.
Meat shaming. All right, what's the definition of meat shaming?
Basically, if a vegan comes,
Make sure you understand it's a vegan. It's a health term.
it's a health term.
I gotta hear this. This shit gonna be
So
good.
the health term is you have someone with a plate full of green veggies, and you over there with your slab of ribs, fire barbecue, whatever, mac and cheese, and they looking at your plate like,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna have a heart attack. And while you over there fucking them ribs up, excuse my language, while you over there demolishing them ribs, you'll, not to say you'll feel away, but if they staring at you eating their broccoli, you gonna be like, yo, can I enjoy my barbecue?
Right. I've been there before.
You know?
With one of the homies. My bad. I know this
Meat
was
shaming.
no cussing zone. My apologies.
Oh
real
no,
quick.
I've been watching my podcast and I've been made the conscious decision like, you know what, let me work on my
Language.
language and
Mhm.
presentation.
You said you was gonna stop saying like too.
Yeah, you see, I've been working on it because I ain't said it as much.
You just
Low-
said it right now in the last sentence.
I didn't say it as much throughout the show though.
I was like that in college, where I used to eat. One of the homies was already like vegan.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he was vegan already. Definitely vegan, because he was like, eggs is a baby chicken, bro. He used to say stuff like that, and I was like, I don't give a. You know what I mean? So
I don't give a
I done
fuck.
been there, but I also been on the other side where I've been vegan for a whole year. You
Okay,
feel me?
so-
Not right now, but I was. Now, you know what I mean? I'm more of a balance where like low meat on the plate.
Right, low meat intake. I got you.
Less meat, you know what I mean, on the plate, more veggies, you know what I mean, potatoes, and you know what I mean, whatever the case may be. You feel what I'm saying? Because I do understand the digestive science that people try to bring to you. You feel what I mean, with the teeth and everything. So I've been on both sides. You feel me? And I learned not to. I used to shame people for certain things at times, and I wasn't really trying to, but it'll come off as that. You feel what I'm saying? But I take it for what it is, because semantics. You know what I mean? Shit, you know what I mean, fits in both categories.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? I try not to do that and just to each his own. But, we could have a conversation, you know what I mean, if you wanted some knowledge up on something.
Right, and I think that's where everything is going, is to each his own, all across the board, because you see how what's happening to Lil Baby. I mean, not Lil Baby, the Baby.
That's fucked up.
And at this point, I would be like, man, I'm about to duck off. But I'm going to just give it to my duck of the day, because with all of these things going on, you just want to duck off sometime and get out the way. And the person that's been ducked off, my duck of the day, is Keenan, Ivory, Wayans. That's why I was mentioning building the industry earlier, because he put his whole family on, and probably a bunch of his friends too. He had the comedy, he had the show, the network. He just had a bunch of things going on. And, I remember me and Cam, we put some skits together. We even talked about freestyling, putting the freestyle thing going on. It's just so many different ideas and things that we can do. It's just a matter of managing the time and really solidifying these things. But I feel that we're going to get to those. So that's my duck of the day, man. Keenan Ivy Wayans. He been ducked off. He created so many goddamn things. I was watching In Living Color earlier when they imitated, they was roasting Mike Tyson with Robin Givens.
Oh,
And,
shit.
that shit had
The
me
love
dying.
connection?
I think so.
It was the love connection.
Do you think it's wrong for him, though, to get his bread and bounce out like that?
Nah, I don't think so. Especially if you put a lot of people in position to make money, it's at that point, it's on you. It's on the people. It's like, hey, I put all
Right,
these
right.
niggas in position.
All of them, most of them did thrive though.
Right.
If you look at who, you know, because Jim Carrey, my
Jim
childhood
Carrey,
growing
Jamie
up, I used to
Foxx.
watch a lot of Jim Carrey movies. You know what I mean, in the early '90s.
Yeah, I did too. That was one. That
The
was
Cable
one
Guy
of my
was
guys.
one of the biggest ones I remember myself watching all the time. That one, but beside the point going on about that, it's just like I can't say that because he probably ducked up too because he probably don't want. He probably got affiliations of organizations that he just you know what I mean. It's
He
better
probably
just
tied
to be
in
ducked off.
Yeah, he
You
in
know
the
what I mean?
contract, and he's like, you know what? I'm not popping out saying shit. How shit going? I'm cool. At the same time, I always think of a Chappelle show, and I think of the times when
Chappelle funny.
I would be like, man, this would be a fire skit, or this would be funny, or roast this, that, and the third.
I like
So,
his comedy.
Yeah.
Chappelle. He make fun of real life situations.
Right, and I feel we have that same capability to create those things. I have a bunch of different ideas.
Definitely.
It's just once I get to that financial stability where I can just focus on creative things, then
I'm glad you brought that up because I've been looking at your work. I seen the Ill Cinematic. Went to that page earlier today. I've been following that. I didn't know you have the DuckOff brand.
Okay.
I went and followed that today.
Salute.
You do with Boom Life as well.
Yeah.
And I had told Cam today, the fuck this nigga Streets is he all the way around, ain't he? Like I said, his shit not bad. Look at like the visuals and stuff like that. I said I might have to tell this. Streets gonna have to do some pro hustle work.
Hey man, holla at me, bro. Holla at me.
I might need a reel or something like that. Something, cause you know what I mean. I fuck with the vibe. You feel what I'm saying?
Good looking.
I see what you be on. You know what I mean? You mix in the knowledge with a little bit of, you know what I mean, professionalism, but you still got the little streets. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It ain't too.
Gotta keep the
You know what I
suit with
mean?
some
High
J's
man-
on.
Right,
you feel
right,
me?
right. I fuck with it. You feel me? You
Good
be on your
looking,
little
bro.
Larry June and all.
Yeah. You know, I fucks with it. I like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I actually did some filming over the weekend, man, with a pretty solid, reputable artist, and I was like, I did the like again, damn. But that was one of my goals, though. I wanted to work with, upcoming big artists, and I was able to do that. And I looked at it like, damn. I looked at it as if I seen all these other videographers there. They got all the equipment and everything. So I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I just gotta go in and just showcase my shit. Not expect nothing, and I ended up getting my video picked up, chopping game with his team, and they posted it up, and that got me a lot of follows. A lot of people with blue checks was saluting, and I'm like, cool.
You got the grown man poetic type vibes too, low key.
For sure, I'm with it.
I can see you in the poetry lounge, up on the thing.
Turtleneck.
Hey, if you want to bust down the
been there, done
turtleneck
that.
Hey,
or the mock neck,
mock neck with the Dockers.
you feel me, with the chain on, with some gems on, I can see you in the chain. Streets. You feel me? And getting
What
on,
is that?
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting on the black, you know what I mean? Like Love Jones, you feel me?
Yeah, I rock with Love.
You know what I mean? I like
man.
that. I like that type of vibe too. You know what I mean? A lot of fellas be scared of that sometimes.
Yeah, I rock with Love Jones, man.
Everybody
And-
too aggressive.
Right, man.
If you get what I'm saying, like sometimes he said nah. What I'm saying is like sometimes certain guys, it seems like, I think Kevin Gates spoke on it. They be so masculine and so aggressive that they do it all the time, and it's
Right.
like, damn, nigga, like,
You don't ever chill with your girl and just
yeah,
watch a black classic movie?
and it's like, nigga, play some R&B, man, turn that bullshit off, woo, 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 play something, and it's like,
bro,
nigga, I'm over here vibing, nigga, like, my lady and my kids, and shit, you know what I mean? We gon', you know what I mean?
you just lit a candle. Right.
I ain't gonna say I don't do the candle. I have been wanting to get on some candles lately. I definitely, fuck with the
Man,
aroma.
Get you a
feel
candle,
what I'm saying?
man.
I got
If you
gemstones.
If not for yourself, get for your lady.
I need to get the plants. I need to get some more
Yeah.
plants. But I'm definitely trying to move before I, you know what I mean, get my fun sway a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I feel you. I'm getting there too, bro. I want to swing it back to what we was talking about with the baby. We down to our last 8 minutes, and
Gotcha.
that's been the topic in music news. The baby. I was gonna talk about Nas. He about to drop an NFT,
I
and
fuck with Nas.
he
He
got
got knowledge.
Yeah, he got a whole I was gonna say Ill Cinematics, Illmatic 20th anniversary concert in Johannesburg, South Africa. as a non-fungible token, an NFT that he's going to be auctioning off, and he's going to donate that to charity. I thought that's pretty dope to getting that NFT out there. But aside from that, I'm not going to go too much into that. That's my whole crypto news. A lot of big banks and institutions are starting to get behind crypto, but they're telling a lot of people not to. So I'll say
So they can take advantage of the position.
absolutely. Position yourself now, because you will be a rich man or woman in a year or two by just that investment. Okay, aside from that, we're going to get to the baby, right? So I seen they deactivated Bootsy Badass, his account, two of his accounts for his, and I wouldn't even say anti-gay, because I don't think he has a problem with gay people. He just speaks his mind, you know, and it comes off as, oh, he doesn't like gay people,
Yeah,
but he's
homophobic.
it's like homophobic. Isn't that you're scared of gay people if you're homophobic? I don't think he's scared of gay people or people who's gay or anything.
He just disagrees with the agenda that
Right.
goes on. Like, even with the Dwayne Wade thing, okay, Boosie could be saying it and going about it the wrong way, but he his own person, to each his own.
Mhm.
You can't expect for him to express it to the way Wendy Williams might express it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? There should be some understanding within that area, like give and take. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But like how he was saying, it's like, damn, like how you said, how you gonna go ahead and get his, penis chopped off? Come on, you ain't even giving him a chance to see
Right.
whether he even want to indulge in women.
And they can't be, you can be mad about his opinion, but I don't think I think people are getting lost in his message versus
The delivery.
Yeah, you getting lost in the delivery versus the actual
Come on,
message.
man, what the fuck and all of
Yeah.
that. They listening to all of that rather than, and that's the sensitivity. Everybody is so. I work in the school system, and you can't really say too much.
Yeah.
Or even as a children, man, he's bullying my child, or shit, they just doing kids shit, and your child's just telling every goddamn time.
That's
No disrespect.
That's something they have to learn early on. You want them to go through that to know to stay the hell out of
Let's get back
people's
on the baby,
business.
though.
You feel me? So yeah, the baby, right? I've been watching all the stuff and looking at everything that's been coming out, and he been being dropped from all these festivals. I happen to look up all the festivals,
It's messed
right?
up.
And the people who own the festival. So the person who owns iHeartRadio, he got dropped from 7 festivals. Funny thing is, a lot of them are all connected. So it's not even about what he said. It's about an example. He's the top selling artist, pop artist. He's black. He wild in a sense of how the media portrays him. So let's put this person in place. So they're dropping it, and I see like, oh, they were like, the funds is low. He losing the bag. You gotta think this nigga is a rich. I'm moving too fast. This nigga is a rich. That didn't make any sense. This nigga is rich. You feel me? He may have lost out on some festival money, but
Couple of million.
This nigga is. He's still streaming. He still has placements. He's still, like, once you in that door, you're going to continue to eat forever. You feel me? As long as your business is solid.
Make sure we don't go over time, because
Yeah,
I want to touch about this.
Let me say this. Get that together, and I'm going to say the owners of these people that dropped them, right? So the owners of the iHeartRadio, that's Robert Pittman. Robert Sillerman owns Live Nation, who puts the AC3 festival together. They dropped him from that. Peter Conlon, who's the president at Live Nation, which runs Atlantic Music Midtown, which is another festival he got dropped from, who's also Vermont state representative in politics. So it's deeper than just music. Like, it's people in
Definitely
politics.
deeper than music, because it's getting very political, especially with the LGBTQ+. They could be bullies at times, in my
Right.
opinion.
Big
That's why I
bully.
say I want to touch on this, because I feel like it's fucked up.
Mhm.
Because the same people, whether it's LGBTQ+, whatever, I'm making sure I get your name right so y'all don't trip on me.
Yeah. Right.
You feel me? Them and whoever, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? They willing to celebrate all the bullshit that go along with black people. When I would have been to run up a nigga, let me pop me a nigga. He can sing all of that, but as soon as he say he don't rock with homosexuality.
He didn't even say that though. That's the cold part. He didn't say he didn't rock it.
See, I said it in a good manner because
Yeah.
I wanted to say he didn't say fuck faggots.
Yeah,
You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly. He
It ain't
didn't-
like he said that. You know, he just like in his.
The nigga said if you don't show up today with HIV, AIDS, and any of them deadly sexual transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2 or 3 weeks, put your cell phone light in the air. Which you could have just said, put your hands up. which is fine.
the one that did.
But I know it's one more. He said, ladies, if your pussy smell like water, put your cell phone light in the air. Fellas, if you ain't suck a nigga dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the air. Keep it fucking real. Now, what if I would have got offended and said, you know, he said put your cell phone light in the air. I don't have a phone. I feel. What you mean I don't have a cell phone? So what you saying? I'm broke. I can't afford a phone.
I think they just picking on him. You feel
Right,
me?
that's
Like,
how easy you could flip that
because
time.
it's-
Because he
it's-
didn't say nothing
the
about
shit
gay people
It's
or anything.
double standard. If he would have got up there and said "fuck a bitch ass nigga," nobody would have dropped him.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
How you know he wasn't talking about women too? He said, "It's the fellas. If you ain't sucking nigga dick in the
Yeah,
parking lot."
the females ain't complaining when they said if your pussy don't stink, you know what I mean? And some of them hoes pussy probably do stink.
Right,
No
and-
disrespect.
And if you were gay and he said that, they probably wasn't tripping. Like, well, a gay couple probably said, well, we just did our thing, so they probably laughed drunk because I was actually there and there was a lot of drunk ass people in the fucking building and high as shit off drugs.
I'm gonna say this in the most respectful way, and I'm gonna leave it at this because I know we about to be out.
Mhm.
A lot of homosexual people that chooses to push their homosexuality on other people to force them to accept it, people don't have to accept your homosexuality because they not homosexual. It's
Right.
for you to accept. You feel what I'm saying? And I find it ironic that they're pushing it outward rather than just do your thing.
And
You feel what I'm saying? If you see another straight dude that's down low, you holler at him on his own time and y'all work that out.
right.
But you know what I mean? Just do
And
do
you-
your thing, bro.
and you
Accept yourself.
Right, and you can probably
Don't say
talk
God
to
made a mistake.
right. You can probably talk to someone someone who's gay, who's not
They
in
gonna get on my ass.
big
No
corporation,
disrespect.
who's not running all of these things behind closed doors. Just an average, regular gay person, they probably not tripping off this shit. You feel me? But the media is such a powerful tool, and the person that's running it, they can change the trajectory of anything, basically. If they feel a certain way,
Don't
I
they get the
like-
crowd and people feeling a certain way, but
Yeah.
a movement behind it because they are a movement.
It's like, yeah, we don't like chicken sandwiches. Yeah, it's like the same thing with the. Speaking of chicken sandwiches, it's the same thing with the
So ass out my
KFC.
way because I want a sandwich.
It's the KFC shit. And you didn't see nothing about it till everything started since the media blew it up, and after that, it's like, well, shit, I think I need to get a chicken sandwich. So it's the same thing. It's
Trending
It's a-
propaganda.
thank you,
It's a spell.
thank you. So
It's like the movie Focus.
I haven't seen Focus,
With
so
Will
that's
Smith.
another.
Watch it. It's a good one.
Yeah, okay,
I could
that's
definitely
another
put you on
movie.
a lot of metaphorical, allegorical
Hey, send it to me. I'm tapping in.
Tap in with Bobby Hemmett, KT
I'll be
Art
watching
Degree.
Bobby Hemmett.
KT
yeah.
Art Degree, they mention a lot of movies that's, you know, you got to understand the science of behind the movie though. You feel me? But they definitely mention and decode a lot of movies. Definitely.
Yeah, Bobby Hemmett is one of those.
I used to be scared of Bobby Hemmett when I first.
I'm just about to get into that because if you hear him off top, it's
Wow.
like with Bootsy basically.
Wow.
You'll think you'll get lost in the delivery versus hearing the actual message. You feel me?
I don't be afraid of delivery. I used to be afraid of the concepts that he's getting to. Like he
Mhm.
has one that said Jesus was the devil, and if you listen to certain things, then he gets into a lot of topics.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I
But
know. I
I
tap
get
in.
into a lot of random science myself, so I could follow where he going because he going right off the science of the spirit of the dome. You know, he just letting the spirit
Right.
flow and just chopping just chopping it up with you.
And when I listen to him, that's a fact because when I listen to him, I keep an open mind, even
Of
if
where
I
he
hear
going, right.
something
'Cause he gonna
that
switch
is
subject
not
like a motherfucker.
connected to what I'm normally hearing. So I'm thinking, I've never heard nothing like this.
Watch his Human Artificial. His Human Artificial 1 and 2 is cold. And
I watched one of his ones about the spirit. I was tapping into that one a lot.
that one is mind blowing, at least for me,
Mm-hmm.
because when it gets to science, nothing in this world is like impossible. You feel me? Compared like what the ancestors was achieving. You feel me? Like here it is that we trying to make monuments that's still
They already did it.
right, but then theirs is still standing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Like through any storm, and when anything that we recreate could get knocked down easy.
Right.
If you get what I'm saying. Like look at the pyramids. Like it got granite in them. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know that the pyramids really are a little secret electric conductors. I mean conductors for electricity. You feel what I'm saying? When you're really watching proper documentaries and get into proper knowledge, you're going to start realizing how they had that city mapped out with the little river not too far. You need a little water. Just like the box, maybe people may disagree with this, that the 10 Commandments that the Hebrew Israelites was carrying around in the Bible, that was really a conductor of electricity when you get to mixing the copper with gold and certain
I've heard of
Science.
copper. Basically, it's
a conductor.
yeah. I used to
You
wear
wear
copper.
bracelets.
Yeah,
Right. Black
I
people.
still have them too. But yeah, I get
You know
exactly
what I
what you're
mean?
saying.
I could go heavy.
Yeah, see,
Man.
we'll say that for another show. We about to wrap it up, and if you tuned in, you've been officially ducked off. I got my boy ProHustleZone in the building. Cool ass Cam, innovative culture running the boards, and it's your boy Lavelle Streets, your host. I wanted to say these last two people who owns the festivals that dropped the baby. The other one was Lollapalooza, and they're owned by C3 Presents, who also owns Live Nation. Live Nation CEO is Michael Rapino, basically.
You should look up the backgrounds and their affiliations with each other because the industry work like that. If you get what I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely. Come on. So, yeah, all of these people, from what and this was just a brief research of who owns what, and just from that little brief research, a lot of it was connected to Live Nation. So it's bigger than the baby saying some words and people getting offended. They're making an example of stay your ass in line and don't say anything, because what he said wasn't really directed towards any gay people or any people. It wasn't directed towards how
Just
they're
like
making
Nick
it out
Cannon.
to be, So
Nick Cannon was the same way.
yeah, Nick Cannon, and I was thinking, I don't think he should have apologized, and I don't think
He
the
didn't
baby
say
should
nothing.
have apologized either.
I think his guests.
Maybe to
Said it.
the people, but yeah, I don't think he should have apologized like that to.
He's making him feel better.
I mean, I don't know how his structure, how that it operates, but yeah, we'll be all day about his structure and who he has to appease. It's like you working at a job. I remember I worked at. I'm gonna end it with this last one. I worked at United Healthcare, right, and they was working us like crazy, but I was on. I'm taking it easy, like no, and a lot of people in my group would complain, so I was thinking, you know what? All right, I'm tired of us complaining amongst each other. Let's bring it to the person that can actually make some changes. Told the lady, she's like, oh, okay, cool. Nothing happened. So I went to the actual people, and when I told them, like, yo, in so many other words, yo, we're not feeling how y'all working this. Y'all need to change this, blah, blah, blah. Me and my team, and you look back, it's like, where the team at? Like, yeah, you got to get out of here. So they fired my ass. So it was the example, and I bet some of them are still working there now. But I feel like, I'm glad I got up out of there, because I wouldn't be doing
Did you a favor.
Right, because I wouldn't be doing any of these things, So that's how I feel about it. Is they're creating it. They made set an example, meaning you masculine black men dealing with these different women and outspoken and wild in the media eyes. Sit your ass down and say sorry. And that's what he's doing, unfortunately. But he's still paid. He's still rich. However, all of these people are connected. So you have to move wisely if you're going to be in that field. And And that concludes today Duck Off Hour. You've been officially ducked off. Salute to everybody that's been tapped in. Drop that duck emoji if you still in the building. Once again, I got my boy Pro Hustle. Good looking pulling up, bro. Chopping game. What is that? That ain't a duck.
That's side duck. Pokemon.
That's a side duck? Oh, the side duck.
Yeah, stupid ass. Side duck, stupid.
Cool ass Cam on the boards. It's your boy Lavelle Straits, your host. You've been officially ducked off. Salute to everybody tuned in, and we will see you guys next week, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Let's get up out of here. Oh, the music got to start all over. Turn me up.
The guys who last in this business are the guys who fly straight. Low key, quiet.
Ducked off.
Yeah.
The
That
guys
was a
who
pretty
want
good
it
one. I'm
all.
glad you cut that out because some of your talk, I was like, boy, this shit I've been thinking about right here.
Yeah.
Nah,
They don't last.